What's up, everybody? Andrew Mahone here with Darium's Competitive Pokemon. Going to be talking about Tapu Koko Promo today. This card has earned itself quite the reputation in the time that it has been legal here in standard format. This card is very good for a number of reasons, but I mean, the primary reason just being that insane flying flip attack. This card has made its way into a lot of different archetypes, which I'm going to be talking about in this card of the day video. And it is just an awesome card. This is one of my favorite cards released right now. I think it goes so good in so many decks, and we're going to talk about why. First of all, Tapu Koko is a basic non-EX, non-GX Pokemon with 110 hit points. It's lightning type, and 110 for a basic Pokemon is very good. I mean, that's substantial. It's not quite as big as your little Volcanion with 130. You know, historically, 130 has been about as big as your big basic non-EX, non-GX Pokemon Go, but 110 is nothing to scoff at. Definitely acceptable. We'll take it. 110, awesome hit points for a basic Pokemon, especially when you consider the stats on this thing. 2 energy, 2 colorless energy. The attack Flying Flip. This attack does 20 damage to each of your opponent's Pokemon. With Bridget in format, people are setting up their decks, filling their benches as early as the first turn of the game. That means that Flying Flip can deal, if your opponent has 6 Pokemon in play, 120 damage as early as the first turn of the game if your opponent has a full bench for just a double colorless energy. Not only is it good for spreading damage, but you think about it is good for softening up your opponent's Pokemon. I've seen Tapu Koko GX used in Gardevoir GX decks for that flying flip attack. You can head out with it early, start flying flipping, and really soften up all of your opponent's Gardevoir GX so that you're going to be trading with them favorably as soon as you come out swinging with your Gardevoir GX. It's going to be easier for you to get those crucial knockouts because you've softened up your opponent with Flying Flip. Likewise, Flying Flip goes very well in Tapu Bulu Vikavolt decks too. Flying Flip does 20 damage to all your opponent's Pokemon, and Tapu Bulu caps out at 210 damage with its Judgment attack, after it discards all its energy when a choice band is included. 210 damage is just short of knocking out some crucial Pokemon like Metagross GX and Gardevoir GX, so Tapu Koko can help spread damage with that Flying Flip. You're going to just Flying Flip until you cannot Flying Flip anymore, and then go in with Tapu Bulu and then take some things out in one shot afterwards. Flying Flip is very good for that. Flying Flip is also very good in Ninetales GX decks. Ninetales GX has an attack that Ice Blade does 50 damage for a double colorless to anywhere you would like on your opponent's side of the field. Flying Flip in combination with Ice Blade forms a very substantial kind of sniping strategy. Being able to handpick whatever you want the damage to go on your opponent's side of the field goes very good in that deck. And then, of course, famously in the previous format, Flying Flip was very good in Decidueye decks for just plowing damage onto your opponent's side of the field. It was a lot for your opponent to deal with, having to deal with Flying Flip and then Feather Arrow, 20 damage per turn. Just the damage ramped up so quickly in those decks. I've seen some people trying to make Decidueye work in the current standard format, even without Forest of Giant Plants. I think that's a possibility, especially with that Espeon EX with the Miraculous Shrine devolving things. So I think Tapu Koko has just got a whole lot of decks that it fits into in standard format, and that Flying Flip attack is here to stay. I think this card is just going to stay good as long as it's legal, just because of its splashability. I mean, this card can go in any deck, really any deck it could go in, and can be used not only for that Flying Flip attack, but for a free retreater. If we look down at its stats, this thing's got free retreat to boot. That is absolutely perfect for a starting Pokemon, which Tapu Koko is a very good starting Pokemon. You want to be Flying Flipping early out the gate to just start applying pressure to your opponent early, so that then you can come in with your sweeping attackers and clean up shop later. Having free retreat is absolutely amazing for that cause. Just being able to switch between Tapu Koko and whatever other attacker you want, being able to use Tapu Koko later in the game as a Guzma target so that you can Guzma and then promote Tapu Koko and retreat into whoever you would want to attack your opponent's Pokemon. That free retreat is just what sets this card over the top, making it an absolutely essential card in the standard format. We look further down the card, it does have Electric Ball for 2 lightning and a colorless, can do 100 damage. That sees maybe some niche use in Tapu Bulu Vikavolt decks. You're not really going to be powering up that Electric Ball attack in too many other decks. Tapu Koko does have a fighting weakness, which is what's to be expected for a lightning type Pokemon. Fortunately, unless you're playing that Crabominable deck, there aren't too many fighting decks in standard format for Tapu Koko to worry about. We do have a nifty metal resistance as well, which comes into play actually against Metagross GX. If you've got a Fighting Fury Belt attached to your Tapu Koko, it gives that Tapu Koko 150 hit points, which means that Metagross GX actually cannot knock it out in one hit if it hits into it when it's sporting a Fighting Fury Belt, since it'll only do 130 damage with that with its attack after the resistance is applied. So that is a little thing that does come into play here. But other than that, Tapu Koko, awesome card. This thing is fetching like $7 to $8 a piece right now. I mean, for a promo, for a non-EX GX, that is wild. Every once in a while, you'll get a non-EX, non-GX card like this that just fetches a pretty good price tag. And Tapu Koko is just that card right now. This card has got everything. It's very good. Splashable, goes in a whole bunch of different archetypes. Let me know what you all think of Tapu Koko Promo in the comments below. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Peace.